What's going on, everyone? So the New York Knicks and the Minnesota Timberwolves had to really jump through hoops in order to pull off a trade, particularly on the New York Knicks side. The Knicks are pretty much locked up. Now, they are active in trying to find little minor moves. Mitchell Robinson has been rumored to be on the trade block, that the Knicks are fielding calls and even making calls to teams to kind of just gauge. That doesn't necessarily mean that they'll trade him, but just kind of gauge, like, what is his value right now? What could they get to maybe continue to upgrade the roster? The Knicks are all in, right? They have pushed all their chips in to try to pull off this NBA championship, and Karl Anthony Towns seemed to be the last move, but now that doesn't really seem to be the case. It looks like the Knicks are potentially looking to make another big move in acquiring Marcus Smart. So, according to Chris Parisian, the New York Knicks have had internal discussions about a potential deal for Marcus Smart. Per source familiar with the situation, the New York Knicks has had rumored interest in Smart before. No deal is imminent, but several sources indicate that the Knicks are willing to be active on the market. So, Marcus Smart is very interesting, right? Give you a former Defensive Player of the Year, give you a piece that can kind of be another just defensive perimeter guy, point of attack guy. That would lead me to believe that they're going to just keep Cat at the 5. And Cat not being this like great defensive shot blocker would make sense to just be really sound out on the perimeter. I mean, imagine starting 5 of like Brunson, Marcus Smart, Mikal Bridges, OG, and Karl Anthony Towns. You have some real versatility in that department, right? And Marcus Smart just gives you another just quality defensive, 3-and-D style guard that can impact the game on both sides of the floor, and give you just some toughness out there. Really kind of, which a lot of questions remain about kind of the Knicks acquisition of Karl Anthony Towns. There's a lot of people that think, trading Julius Randle and getting rid of, but losing Isaiah Hartenstein and things like that, like they've lost a lot of their toughness last year. They were just this hard, grinded, New York style team that's just now is the question is, can they maintain that level of toughness? Right? Karl Anthony Towns isn't known as this just physically imposing type of player. But going and getting a guy like a Marcus Smart kind of would add to getting back to just being that defensive, hard-nosed powerhouse team. Even when the Celtics traded Marcus Smart, my biggest question was, did the Knicks did the Celtics just trade away their leader and the only guy that was mentally tough in the situations? Now, luckily for the Celtics, they were just so good, they never were challenged. And that was something that I really wanted to see. I wanted to see, like, what would the Celtics look like had they have actually been challenged? Where, now that's where the mental toughness and consistency and not folding, like when the pressure is really on. Celtics basically just walked to an NBA championship, which, to their credit, again, they were incredibly talented, and, they were just clearly better than everybody. Their best team all season long. Made sense that they'd win a championship. And like I said, they weren't ever really tested. They weren't. And so we never got to see what that looks like without Marcus Smart. But Marcus Smart is a guy that can be and provide that toughness for the Knicks. That hard-nosed guy, the guy that you want in a back alley brawl with you, and that could really go a long way. Thing is, he's making $20 million this season, $20.2 million. Next season, he's making 21 point. We'll round it up, 21.6 just to be safe. And then 2026, 2027, he is a free agent. How do they really get there? And how are they able to really pull off these types of trades? I mean, look, the Knicks were able to create a literal loophole, literally a loophole, in order to pull off this trade, the Cat trade, right? So I'm sure, again, good GMs always seem to find a way, and if the Knicks can figure out ways to be creative and end up pulling it, like if anyone could do it, it's probably the Knicks. But then is, like, who are you trading at this point if you're the Knicks for Marcus Smart? Because you got to get to $20 million in salary. How do you do that Obviously, you got Mitchell Robinson. Okay. But beyond that, you're trading Deuce. I mean, they are going all in. So, Marcus Smart kind of gives you a lot of the same thing. Are they trading Josh Hart? But Josh Hart is just such a good rebounder and just hustle guy for you that, like, he's the kind of guy that you want on your team. He's the kind of guy that you don't want to lose. You want to be able to keep a guy like that. So you trading McBride, and, maybe Precious, right? But if you trade Robinson, you need another center. That's the thing, right? Like, and they were trying to get a center even before the information of Mitchell Robinson going down. And Karl Anthony Towns hasn't been this model of health the last few years, right? He's not a guy that is like super reliable in the health department. So, and Precious, I don't even think he could be traded yet, but that doesn't mean that they have to go and trade for Marcus Smart right now. But are you doing something where you're trading Precious and like Robinson? Is that what you're doing? I don't know how that works. Again, I mean, if anyone can do it, it's Leon Rose, right? He has been incredibly crafty in kind of getting these deals done, pulling off all these trades, pushing the chips in, really kind of making a push and make a move. And I mean, it also shows, like, what happens when you put competent people in the front office and the owner just stays out of the way. Like, the Knicks got lucky because James Dolan, or Leon Rose and them, got lucky because James Dolan ended up getting distracted with the Sphere. Because if he didn't get distracted with the Sphere and that was where his attention was at, Leon Rose kind of took the opportunity of like, hey, like, here's my chance, right? Like, and credit him. He just went like, you know what? Like, I'm going to do what I need to do and get this done now, and just really went in. And then at that point, he was just kind of like, well, we might as well keep going, right? Like, so that I think really benefits, but he has done a really good job of kind of navigating and getting these types of deals done. Again, it's probably going to have to take another third team. Probably going to have to take another team that is willing to take on various contract stuff, or maybe another team has something that Memphis wants more, right? Like, Memphis could use a more sizable 3-and-D guy because, Memphis, yeah, they got Zach Edey now, and I would imagine they're going to run Triple J at the 4. So you do got some real size down at the front court, but it would be nice to get somebody that could be like a true size 3 rather than Marcus Smart, who, yes, he's good at defending big, but he's 6'3", right? Like, so is that something that maybe Memphis is like, hey, if we can work it out to get a sizable forward that can kind of come in, right? And so maybe you can find that third team, or maybe work out a deal with like the Nets again. I mean, you just got Mikal Bridges, but maybe you can work something out where, a Dorian Finney-Smith or something is going to the Grizzlies, and maybe Deuce McBride is going to the Nets, and then you're trading Mitchell Robinson somewhere, whatever, right? Like, getting creativity, but it's going to be interesting to see how they pull this off. Look, if they can get Marcus Smart to the Knicks, that'd be huge. Because I just think now, at that point, you get that point of attack, you get that guy that can defend at the guard position and defend big and switch on other positions, but slotting him alongside Jalen Brunson, I just think now you have just better balance in that regard. And then Marcus Smart's ability to knock down 3. I will say, though, Marcus Smart can tend to get a little carried away, right? Like, he's a guy that kind of lose focus. I mean, there have been times where on the Celtics, he'll just like shoot them completely out of a game and just start just shot chucking, and he's not this like super elite 3-point shooter. But I mean, if you can get him reeled in, Marcus Smart is a very good player, right? For the type of role and what you're looking for him to do, right? You're looking for him to come in, slot in, play defense, do the dirty work, be the hustle play guy, add some toughness to this roster, be able to knock down the open 3, things like that, and you'd be in good shape, right? Consistency, though, with 3-point shooting, that's where it lies. Like, last season, he shot just under 7 attempts, 6.7, and shot 31.3%. That is awful. He's not, like, a super efficient 3-point shooter. His best season shooting the 3 ball was back in 2018, 2019, in which he shot 36%. Since then, it's been 30, I'll be nice, round up, 35%, 33%, 33%, 34%, and then 31%. It's not great. I mean, he has a career 32.3% three-point percentage. But again, his defense, right, rebounding, dirty work, he's that kind of guy. I think if you can get him, I think you do it. Just, you want to be cautious on what you have to give up and the hoops you have to... Like, is Marcus Smart the difference between them winning a championship or not right now? I don't think so. Right? Like, could Marcus Smart maybe make them slightly better? Sure. But, I mean, Josh Hart he's not the defender that Marcus Smart is, but he's a better rebounder, and he's the guy that'll do the dirty work, sacrifice his body, play 40 minutes a game. Right? Like, he's a guy that's reliable, right? So I don't look at Marcus Smart and go, man, if they get Marcus Smart, that's it. Hand him the trophy already, right? Like, I think it makes him a little better, but not. I just think it's not, the juice isn't worth the squeeze. But that's my opinion, and as always, I pass the question on to you. Let me know yours down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel with your thoughts? Do you agree with my points? Do you disagree with my points? Are you kind of mixed in the middle with it? Would you go get Marcus Smart if you're the Knicks? How do you feel? Whatever your thoughts are, I'd love to hear it. Let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. Helps me enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.